Now, the first week one here in 2025 was pretty much the year of the tight end. It seemed like all of them got, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 catches, and it seemed like everybody got a touchdown from the tight end position. It was pretty strange, but let's say you're one of the guys that lost Kittle, or let's say your tight end position just didn't pan out the way you wanted it to. I'm here to help. Here are the tight ends to look for on the waiver wire. And as we do, don't forget like button and subscribe up. Hey, I'm new to the game. Just help a brother out. Hey, give me that like button destruction. Now, the very first one we're going to take a look at, and yes, on Yahoo, we're taking a look at Hunter Henry, who is 50% owned. I know in a lot of leagues, maybe he's always owned in your league. I do get that, but on Sleeper and CBS and stuff, their percentages of ownership are higher. I don't know if Yahoo has a lot of 4-person leagues or something like that, but Hunter Henry's only 50% owned, so it's kind of one of those ones to keep an eye on if you can. He actually had great usage in this game. I think he had 7 or 8 targets or something like that. So Hunter Henry just seemed to get way more usage now with I think they got a new head coach there. We got second year Drake May. The wide receiver room is mega in flux because they just don't know who they want to use, who's going to be their go-to guy. So if first person to look for Hunter Henry, probably the next one that I would kind of look for, and I'm shocked that he's as low owned as he is. It's actually Brendan Strange down there in Jacksonville. Now, Trevor Lawrence, not really looking the greatest nowadays. It was just one game though, just one game, even though he's got a few seasons under his belt. But Brendan Strange had a reasonably good game. He's a pretty young guy here at 24, replacing Evan Ingram, right? That's the correct name. I think I'm pulling from my dome. So he's the new starting tight end there. He had a reasonably good amount of catches and targets and things like that. So Brendan Strange is only 22% owned on Yahoo. How is this possible? I don't even understand. I drafted Brendan Strange with one of my last picks in the draft. I took one really high tight end, and we kind of had an extended bench in this one particular league. So I went ahead and with one of the last picks, took Brendan Strange just to, have another tight end. Maybe if he was the real deal, if he's the next, Kittle or something, you never know if that could happen. So I went ahead and took him. I could have always cut him if I wanted to, but now I'm happy I got him because some people lost their tight ends and stuff, and I got Brendan Strange ready to rock. Next up is Juwan Johnson. This guy had a crazy huge amount of targets. Yes, the Saints are garbage. They're terrible. Spencer Rattler is terrible. But who else are they going to throw him to? Olave? Olave is pretty good, but it's hard to get the ball far enough downfield to the wide receivers. But when you have a 6'4", 230 tight end right here, who's big old standing over the middle, boop, hey, I'll catch that little pass for 8 yards or whatever and run it a little bit, or, kid him on the outside or something like that. So even though the team's bad, this isn't going to be like league winning status right here. But if you lost somebody, if you're in a 2 tight end league or something, Juwan Johnson, he's essentially the wide receiver 2 there. Rashid Shaheed, I never really thought he could really amount to anything. I just never really liked what he did or whatever. And for tight ends, it's a little bit old, not crazy old, 29. A lot of tight ends when they're 27, 28, 29, that's when they really start to do the best for whatever reason. I don't really know why. I guess they just get smarter running the routes and things along those lines. But Juwan Johnson on a bad team without a lot of other great options could be a guy you go ahead and pick up. I think he was the tight end 2 on the week or 3 or something like that. So he had a really, really, really great week. Now, everyone's always excited about rookies. I know how it is. And usually you'd think Cleveland, they got the veteran, but they went ahead and drafted in the first round Harold Fannin, another tight end. They got Njoku, and everybody thought he was going to kind of be stuck behind Njoku. And then he went ahead and had like 8 targets and had just a really, really great game here, Harold Fannin. I think they were even, did he get a carrier too or something like that too? So it's just crazy. I did not suspect this. Now he is only 3% owned, and I did forget to mention it. Juwan Johnson is only 3% owned earlier. And actually, speaking of Juwan Johnson, can I brag a little bit? He's one of my highest owned people on Underdog. Best ball, by the way. Link in the description, by the way, to my Underdog, just a friend invite thing. So you can get a bonus match up to $1,000 if you go through that link. And technically, I do get $10 for that. A little kickback. So if you're thinking about signing up for Underdog, please use my code, help a little guy out. So for Harold Fannin, I don't really know what to necessarily think of this. Is this going to be an every week thing for what he got, kind of almost beating out in the veteran Njoku? They're going to be splitting. I mean, tight end splitting is going to be tough, but maybe if they just got the 2 wide outside and they go a lot of double tight end and things like that, maybe Fannin could be something to make. So keep an eye on Harold Fannin. Now, the quarterback position and the tight end position are the shortest ones, so we're going to go ahead and combine those two videos. We're going to talk about the quarterbacks now, but if you're still watching the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe up to a small YouTuber like myself. Help a brother out. First up, somebody who surprised everybody here, Daniel Jones. Now, he beat out Anthony Richardson there for the Indianapolis job, and people didn't really expect anything from him, but it was a pure annihilation in the game that he played, and he had an absolutely spectacular game. So a lot of people might think, hey, if you need a quarterback after this week, hey, Daniel Jones has proved here he's got enough weapons between Pittman and Downs and the new tight end they got there. Slipping my tongue, what his name is, but Jonathan Taylor at the running back. He's just got so many weapons, he's making it happen. Well, you might want to be careful. Next week they have the Denver Broncos, which probably one of the best defenses in the league, if not the best. So he's definitely not somebody you could probably start this next week, but maybe you're looking one of those teams where you draft one quarterback, you plan on starting the guy the first maybe week or two here. So you play your original quarterback you drafted 2 weeks, and then maybe you're looking forward to who Daniel Jones plays in week 3 or week 4, and you pick him up. He does have a pretty good situation there in Indianapolis. Like I said, so many weapons, and we didn't even mention Alec Pierce for the deep bombs, if Daniel Jones could ever manage to throw one, that is, actually. So Daniel Jones off the radar this week to actually play. I would not play him this week, even though he had an amazing first week, but he's one guy to keep an eye on. Next up, a quarterback that lost a ton of receivers, but the thing is, he can end up getting a lot of yards and touchdowns, tossing to the best running back in the league, possibly anyways. We're talking about Michael Penix, and I did forget to mention, actually, Daniel Jones right here, he's only 6% owned. Probably don't put in a bunch of fab for him. Nobody's going to want to play him this week. This is just like kind of for future reference to watch that actually Daniel Jones is somebody you can play. But Michael Penix up here, 33% owned, and this is according to Yahoo, like I mentioned before. So Penix had 299 passing yards. 70 or 80 of them were to Bijan Robinson, and 70 of them were like on one pass. So there is that, but that's why he can get so many yards. He can dump a pass to Bijan and he can house it, no problem. Bijan Robinson is absolutely amazing. Just once again, maybe you're looking into somebody to go ahead and stream this week or for future weeks, but these are quarterbacks right here who are the least owned. They're probably not going to be guys you're spending half your fab on and plugging them instantly in or anything like that. Quarterback position usually doesn't work like that. So for another quarterback right here, another guy that surprised everybody, 900-year-old Aaron Rodgers right here, graybeard himself. Somehow he had a great game. I don't even know what it was. Absolutely crazy. Slinging the ball. Calvin Austin, DK Metcalf, both tight ends. Kind of surprised, but another one just, I guess, keep an eye on if you want to stream him. Personally, I couldn't imagine picking up 700-year-old Aaron Rodgers, but he is a guy to note, and there's not a lot of options here for quarterback. A lot of people, maybe in professional leagues, they always say just get one quarterback and stream it. In my experience, everybody always drafts 2 quarterbacks in every league I'm ever in. Maybe I'm just in filthy, disgusting casual leagues, but everybody always drafts 2 quarterbacks, so there's almost no one on the waiver wire to pick up or stream. So Aaron Rodgers here, 14% owned, so he is an option to go ahead and pick up in the near future here. I think the person with the best matchup, if I'm not mistaken, let me go ahead and double check, is Michael Penix. He's going against Minnesota, who gave up a bunch to Caleb Williams. So Penix right here is probably going to be the best option for the upcoming week for a streamer that's very, very, very low owned. Maybe there could always be someone in your league like JJ McCarthy, or as we scroll down a little bit more, Geno Smith has a good matchup, but I mean, what are you going to get out of Geno Smith? Am I right? Stafford, are you really going to want to be playing him? There's some other guys, but not a lot to note here for the quarterback position. Hey, hopefully these waiver wire pickups help you win next week in fantasy.